Hello everyone, this is Nalo. This time we'll be doing a more after the game kind of recording. Simply because unfortunately, well A, my mic wasn't working this game for some odd reason. Or in the sense that when I recorded it, it didn't pick up my mic. Yay that. So there may be pauses where their voices are lower or the sound effects are lower. That's actually where I was supposed to be talking, but you can't actually hear me. So unfortunately that's why I'm talking to you now as I am. But I figured this would also give us a good chance or example just to talk about what's going on in the game without me being distracted by the game itself. And in this particular instance, right here, I actually throw out a dust tag right on the birds and get a pretty lucky good catch right here. You'll just see it. As soon as I saw this, however, there's a few things that came into my mind, because on this map there's a certain place you need to be aware of, and it's exactly where he is. And in fact, it pretty much was guaranteed as soon as I saw it. He was over here. There's been actually an influx of monsters that have gotten good enough for it to realize, by the way, that Eating Corpse was what I'm about to talk about, realize that if they get, all they gotta do is watch the perks and get the right perks, and they'll do just fine. That body back there that you just saw, that corpse full of ribs, that was a sloth, an elite sloth, meaning he already has a 35% damage boost but for at least the next 2 to 3 minutes due to that perk. This, against a uncoordinated team, which most teams in a regular random joining up are, means that a level stage 1 monster can easily kill a team of 4 at stage 1. Not to mention, it's hard to catch a good monster regardless. As my teammate is probably mentioning right here, that Dome got nerfed during the beta or alpha. I was like, whatever. Silly matter of it. And there we get the health regen perk. I actually wanted the team to kill that entirely simply because I don't want the monster having it. If he's already shown that he loves going for those big buffs, so getting rid of that one as soon as possible. It'll do one of two things. Either he'll keep his damage perk and it'll run out, or he'll notice the health perk. Hopefully he doesn't, but if he does notice it, then it'll mean he has to come up with the decision to either toss his damage to get health regen or not. I'm hoping when I killed it that he didn't actually go back and get it. We'll actually see how that turns out later on. As it is right now, clearly we've lost him. Or at least we can't see him anymore. And I imagine the trapper's looking for him right now. I, for the most part, am just nervous about him doubling back and getting that health regen. Because that's like a super important perk for us to make sure he does not get. If he gets it, at the very least, hopefully we can deny him the damage perk which he initially started off with. Which will give our healer a little bit of an easier time. But as it is, according to what I can see here and from what I remember, he's definitely nowhere near the health regen perk. In fact, he's on the other side of us right now. And we're kind of all going, well, where do we go? And so we're kind of just going up here. You can see one of us is currently pinging where the monster is. And, yeah. I make a few mistakes around this area. The first notice one is right there. That's a perk. It's an important one to deny the monster, but that doesn't mean I should have grabbed it. That increases my reload speed, and I really shouldn't have dusted there either, because he's going to jump out of range before it lands. See, there's the blast, and I don't see him. Yep, dust failed. Back to the other one, though. I should have kept my health regen perk, because really the reload speed, while it's nice, it's not needed as much as health regen. Especially considering the monster has still not grabbed the health regen perk himself, which means he's still got the damage buff up. Which, frankly, as we're about to find out, the monster is currently full armor and stage 2. What that means is around stage 2 the monster is looking for a fight. Clearly not something we're interested in, but here's the fight, and what do you know, he's got a damage bonus. Alright, and here I'll give you kind of a bad view of what's going on. Trapper, he's in a corner. He should not have been in that corner. He kept trying to jet back up, not the best move. Should have just jet back to the side just to get out of that corner. Because this is what happens when you let yourself get in a corner. And down you go in the corner again. Bad position, bad position. And I knew as soon as we started this fight that we were not going to win this one. This was a very bad fight to start with. So, the big thing was just to capitalize and do the most damage as possible while we can. We got about a bar and a half down so far, and it looks like we're going to keep doing it as long as I can continue pounding. Granted though, with one or two of us already down, he's going to start focusing, like right now. And unfortunately, I thought I would have enough time to jetpack above him before he did that, but he actually got me down, which is unfortunate. You definitely don't want strikes on me. Thankfully, however, all's not totally lost. There are still 2 teammates up, although they're getting pounded quickly. And thank the Lord for this assault right here, for being so kind. And our poor medic, she's guaranteed to death, but at the very least I can dust here. And I immediately should know to start retreating, because this guy's not going to last long. He clearly doesn't have a shield to stall for me. And I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have a cloak or my jetpack. So I realize he comes up, and I just jetpack to the side and immediately cloak. And thankfully I see mushrooms, so I hide in them to hide the fire that he caught me on, because he actually did catch me. Now thankfully he wasn't too smart, because he didn't immediately see the fire, he just sort of just left. If you actually just hang around the area for a bit and be patient, their cloak will wear off and you'll find them with your smell. But he actually jumped away, so now I'm out of his smell range. And unfortunately here, I didn't have enough jetpack fuel to actually get to my assault, even though he popped his shield. So he's dead. So he just died. And now the monster's stage 3, and things are pretty bad for us. And yeah, there's not much we could do there, except not fight him. We could have moved away from that arena and then engaged. Granted, our trapper could have been in a much better position than throwing himself into a corner like that, instead of jetpacking straight up, where he just got knocked down again. And here you can see the monster just clearly jump onto that cliff, and I'm just like, should I shoot him? And then I'm like, no. Because the one thing about shooting them is that he's going to give away your position, and the last thing I need is for him to be chasing me. But I do dust him over there, just so that I can make sure that if he does go for the relay, which he is, by the way, as you can see through the wall, I can actually shoot him off. And this is actually the thing I found most inconsistent in around this area, is shooting him off that relay. It feels like I almost have to be like on the, like, not on the corner. I have to either be to the left or straight up closer. Because I don't know, I guess I'm just hitting a corner or something and it's preventing it from working properly. But anywho, I get him off right around here. He doesn't chase me, but I panic thinking he's coming after me. So I pop my cloak, which is unfortunately a mistake. I don't think I'll regret that mistake because he doesn't actually take advantage of it. But if he had decided to come after me after that, when my cloak was down, I would have been in serious trouble. Now, the reason why he left, in case you're wondering, is because he had no armor. As soon as he evolved to stage 3, he just immediately went for the relay. And after taking a few hits, he lost any armor he naturally would have regained over time. So now he's just going to eat up, and then he's going to come straight back and deal with us. Because he clearly has the advantage since we're an uncoordinated team. And admittedly, I'm not doing much here to help coordinate the team either. We have a trapper who's very pessimistic about our odds. And the rest of our team, we have a good medic, admittedly, and I like to think I'm a decent support. As for our assault, he's not too bad either, but he's not the most ideal for dealing with Goliath in these circumstances. Although I will give credit, he stays alive for a pretty long time. And I can't say much about this fight. It's kind of, I can say that I was just so happy he missed me there. Rock throws from a stage 3 monster are devastating. You never want one to hit you, you should avoid them if you can. Harpoons and gas grenades. Those will help, but they're also kind of a hindrance to us as well. Rock through from underneath, that's funny. So now I'm just going to dust to try and find him, and unfortunately I'm like, where did he go? Not until I turn around do I realize he's actually behind me. I'm like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. But I'm going to keep trying to hide behind these cliffs to break line of sight, just so his most potential abilities like Leaf Smash, like that, and Rock Throw can't be actually hit at me. You'll notice he has to keep changing his target away from me because I'm hiding behind these cliffs. So, I kind of jump down here to force him to either commit to fighting me, and that time he actually did. In that case, all I gotta do is pop a shield. And as you can see, he can't do squat about me, because he doesn't know where I am. And now I just run away to live another day, so to speak.
Doesn't reach that far, buddy.
So yeah, overall not too bad. We didn't actually get any downs, but we didn't actually do any damage to him either.
He's gonna go back and get armor and try again.
And currently he's just going back to get more armor. Thankfully though, he never got the health regen perk, which means that whatever health damage he does take, he takes for good.
Traps for what? Yeah, I have traps set down non-stop.
And it's around here that me and my pessimistic trapper here are discussing the balance between the monsters. And frankly, since we're discussing Wraith at the moment, I can tell you the Wraith is underpowered as heck. Sure, it's hard to catch, but if you catch it, it's like so easy to just like kill. Especially if it actually tries to fight you. The fact that it's getting nerfed even more so means it's going to be a terrible, terrible monster to play. Just like you'll be the laughingstock anytime you play it, because as soon as you'll bore the team for like the first 15 minutes of the game just from running away. Actually, you won't even that now. They've actually slowed the movement speed. Ooh, Daisy, that was a close rock. But yeah, they've slowed the movement speed of the Wraith. They've slowed the attacks, everything. It's kind of crazy how much they've done. Damage amping here to get the damage, and going down there to break line of sight. And just avoiding the rock whenever you can.
Fucking straight up shot me. What the fuck?
There's a few abilities you learn as a monster and as a hunter that you want to dodge. Whenever you're a hunter and you're up against a Goliath, avoid rock throw. Always avoid rock throw. It's a terrible ability to let hit you. And honestly, I got stuck down here, so I'm going to go back up. And here is where I get extremely lucky. I did not realize he saw me, and he almost pounded me right back down, and I would have been caught out, and he could have killed me easily. Unfortunately, no jetpack fuel means I'm easy prey here, and he just immediately wrecks me. Like, leap smash, down penalty. That's 2 strikes. That is very, very, very bad. Thankfully, with my cloak popped, he cannot stop Daisy from reviving me. Downside is, however, I can see that most of us are already down, so that while he is losing health now, I need to get away. Because as soon as Assault dies, it's just me and Daisy, and who's he going to go after? Me. So I need to be pretty far away where I can shoot the relay again. And there I just give him a 1 pot shot, just to hopefully keep in mind. And that is a creature I want to avoid if possible. And of course I have to go back to the relay because he's pounding on the relay now. However, thankfully Daisy's so nice she picked up our assault for us, because the monster clearly forgot Daisy. So the assault's actually going to get him off of the relay for me. I don't actually have to. And I know they're up there, so I'm trying to figure out where exactly. And then I see, ooh, he's on Daisy.
Take his aggression out on
so he's doing the smart thing, killing Daisy now before he can get her. But I'm going to punish him heavily. Since I'm down here, I'm going to snipe his butt as much as I can through walls. And now he's trying to get some armor by killing Daisy and eating the body, which I'm totally not going to allow. Please. Like, I'm never going to let you eat Daisy. You better get out of there and get some armor elsewhere. And that's precisely what he's going to do right now. At first I thought he was coming after me though, so I was like, up and over. But yeah, back to my original topic. With Goliath, avoid rock throws at all costs. With Kraken, it's the lightning strikes. With Wraith, that one's it's kind of a split between Supernova and Decoy. Actually, with Wraith, you just kind of want to avoid them in general. Abduction puts you so far away that unless you're careful, you're going to pretty much be an insta-guaranteed death if the Wraith is good. Back onto the game, this is actually the part I'm not too comfortable with. We're kind of forced to camp this area, but there's not a lot of us here. Right now, the dropship timers are going. You can see it up there in the top left for 1 minute 30. It's because our Daisy died. Which means that Daisy's coming back, and if we die within the next minute or so, then we can obviously come back as well. So that's all good. But the big problem is that if we're not careful, he can just wipe us out and kill the relay, since the relay's on such a low health. And a lot of us, if not all of us, have 2 strikes. And don't know what the Goliath's thing, because that rock there's no chance of getting that far. whatsoever. But the one thing I am inherently afraid of is that he's just going to immediately come after me. I am a heavy damage dealer. In fact, I should be the one being focused in all these fights. Thankfully, I'm actually far enough away that he can't seem to find me, or he's just more distracted by the ones up in front of him. But if he focused me down first, he'd find himself more success. But yeah, now he has no armor, and we're gonna hit him again. And hit, and down he goes. Okay. And let's see, it's right around here that I do believe I make a mistake.
Traps ready.
Let's see, actually that dome's terrible. I'm gonna say that right now. Don't do that. Yeah, he gets. Yeah, he's forced to actually stay, but
that way he can't get armor.
Now he's gonna. Now here's the problem. He actually from those two shots right there. He knows exactly where I am, and he goes for me. And unfortunately, here's where I messed up. I actually used all my jetpack to try and get away before the rock came out, and now that it's out, I'm dead. And unfortunately, I died after the dropship already came back. So, unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be on this next dropship. Now, our assault's the only one left, so it's pretty good that we got the guy so low. But thank goodness I can save for the dropship, because there's our medic to save the day. She keeps the rock from one-shotting him. Thankfully, he dodged it all on his own. And look at that low health. Now, this would be a great situation for us to be in, if only I wasn't dead. Because now all he's got to do is run and get armor, and then just come back before the 2-minute dropship takes up. All it's against him is the Daisy, the medic, and the assault. If he comes back with full armor, there's no way them two alone are actually going to be able to knock it all off of him. Assault can do a lot of damage, but chances are he's not going to last that long.
It's ridiculous.
And since our assault here is all about getting up in the monster's face, as long as the monster focuses down the medic first, the assault's not going to be anywhere near far enough away to run away from the monster when the monster finally kills the medic. And I'm fairly certain the assault cannot get enough damage on the monster in time to force him to flee before the medic dies.
Oh, I got
and this medic is like amazing at dodging, which I doubt.
Him off for a second.
It's really difficult to get away from a monster that wants you dead. There's the monster, and one thing I will scream at hides is when it's a matter of life or death. Don't throw these stupid toxic grenades. They will slow down your teammates and yourself. It is a terrible, terrible thing. Yes, they can do damage, but still, you should do it more for corpses or something. And here comes this guy. And here's where I'd say the one mistake the medic makes. The medic is standing right here healing. That shouldn't be what the medic's doing. The medic should already be jetpacking over there. But instead, she's only just now on there, and the monster's already on the relay. What's the result? She can't get to the relay fast enough, and we lose. Unfortunate, but this is the one mistake the medic would make if I would have had to say that the medic ever made a mistake that round. Like, I wasn't the medic itself, and I know it's not easy being medic, but that was one that should have been fairly obvious.
Good game.
When your only other teammate's getting pounced, then obviously you can heal along the way as long as you're close to the relay. The relay was way too low for him to be hanging back that far. And we were about to be close to being revived.
I think it's kind of stupid.
But say la vie. That's just the way some games go.
It
wasn't a bad one considering that guy's really good. And this was just a team of 4 random players put together. No one in here knew each other, and unfortunately we had a very pessimistic trapper. So that didn't help problems
I can
either.
see you.
Hopefully, if I hadn't made that one mistake with my jetpack, and hopefully I won't ever do it again, we'll be able to win better against those sorts of things. However, in the future, Cabot's damage is getting reduced anyway, so I don't know if this will happen the same way. All the same, hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a blast for me to play it, even though we lost, and the monster was really good. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see how you guys feel about the commentary. Till next time.
It's really tough to